Adobe Illustrator is a great tool, but what are the actual uses of it for graphic design?
Adobe Illustrator is a versatile and easy-to-learn drawing application. Part of Adobe's design product line, it uses vector curves and shapes to build and design objects, going from simple icons to logos, maps, and more complex illustrations, going from your ideas on paper to a finished digital work of art. The advantage of these vector graphics is that they can be edited without limitation or loss of quality. The drawing tools allow you to easily create and edit shapes, add patterns or special effects, and if you're already familiar with other Adobe products, you'll recognize the intuitive user interface. Illustrator is creativity at its best, offering you a range of typography options and color themes to suit your creative needs. Output your graphic
Often used to draw illustrations, cartoons, diagrams, charts, and logos. Unlike bitmap images that store information in a grid or dots, Illustrator uses mathematical equations to draw shapes. This makes vector graphics scalable without the loss of resolution. Bitmap or raster images are stored as a series of tiny dots called pixels. Each pixel is actually a very small square that is assigned a color and then arranged in a pattern to form the image. When you zoom in on bitmap images, you can see the individual pixels that make up each image. Bitmap graphics can be edited by erasing or changing the color of individual pixels using programs such as Adobe Photoshop. Unlike bitmaps, vector images are not based on pixel patterns, but instead use mathematical formulas to draw lines and curves that can be combined to create an image from geometric shapes such as circles and polygons. Vector images are edited by manipulating the lines and curves that they make up using a program such as Adobe Illustrator. Vector images are also more scalable than bitmap. When a bitmap image is scaled up, you begin to see the individual pixels that make up that image. This is most noticeable at the edges of the image. There are ways of making these jagged edges less noticeable, but if this often results in making the image blurry as well, then you want to use Adobe Illustrator. When a vector image is scaled up, the image is redrawn using mathematical formula and equations. The resulting image is just as smooth as the original can be. This is one reason among many why vectors should be used for logo designing, but vectors ensure a crisp, smooth quality outline for all artwork, and can be used to design web-based graphics as well as print-based graphics. However, vector formats are not well supported on the web. The two most popular image formats used on the web are GIF and JPEG, which are bitmap formats. Most vector images must be converted into bitmap images or rasterized before they can be used on the web, which is quite an easy thing to do in Adobe Illustrator anyway. As mentioned in the previous section, a vector format allows for a crisp and clean design that retains quality at any scale. This is why Adobe Illustrator is so useful for logo designs. Crazy with shapes. This is handy in logo designing as just one example. Using the Live Trace tool, you can upload any image to Illustrator and trace around it with the paths. Now the image will be a vector, allowing you to resize it to any scale whilst retaining quality. Paths are crucial when it comes to vector art design. Digital artists and graphic designers create amazing pieces of artwork using paths in Adobe Illustrator. And as we have said countless times in this video, the artwork will be vectorized, ensuring that the artist can export it to any size without it being pixelated. Also, Illustrator can turn any text into a path too. This is an amazingly handy tool for designers, because then that allows you to edit text and any typeface point by point. So you can see why Adobe Illustrator and its path operations are so useful for graphic design. If you use Adobe Photoshop, you will be aware of the stroke tool. Well, Adobe Illustrator has one too. However, it is on a whole nother level. You can stroke shapes and text, which is pretty normal, but if you utilize the offset path and multiple stroke options, you can make some very interesting and cool looking stroke designs. I actually have an entire video based around the stroke techniques in Illustrator if you want to check it out. Creating strokes in this way is amazing for hand lettering logos, for example, and you can get really creative with it. So to conclude, the main reason why Adobe Illustrator is essential for graphic design is the fact that it uses a vector-based program. This will ensure that your graphics and artwork retain their sharp, crisp quality when resized to any scale. The paths and points used in Illustrator are so easy to use and amazingly effective not only for graphic designers, but artists alike. There are many other reasons why Illustrator is a great tool, but here are my top 4 reasons for graphic design.